My abusive ex tried to harass me. He didn't know my boyfriend was a professional boxer. I never thought I'd be the kind of person who had to look over her shoulder when walking home. But that's what loving the wrong man does to you. My ex, Ryan, wasn't always a monster. When we first met, he was charming, funny, the kind of guy who made you feel like the only person in the room. But slowly he changed. Little comments became insults. Insults became shouting. Shouting became grabbing. And grabbing became full-on violence. By the time I realized what he was, I was already afraid to leave. But I did. I left that night with just my phone, my keys, and a cracked lip I covered with makeup. I blocked his number, moved apartments, changed everything. And for a while I felt safe. A few months later, I met someone new. His name was Ethan. But here's the thing, I had no idea he was a professional boxer when we met. He didn't brag, didn't show off. He was gentle, sweet, soft-spoken, the kind of man who opened doors and actually listened when I talked. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't slam doors. He didn't make me shrink myself to keep the peace. For the first time in years, I felt safe. I told him about Ryan eventually. Ethan didn't get angry. He held my hand and said, "You're safe now. Nobody touches you ever again." I believed him. Then one night, the past came back. I was leaving work late. The parking lot was dark. And that's when I heard his voice. "Ryan's. Miss me." My whole body froze. He stepped out from behind a car, smirking like the devil himself. He looked me up and down and said, "You think you can just disappear? You owe me a conversation." I whispered, "Stay away from me." He laughed, the same cruel laugh I used to hear before something bad happened. He started walking toward me. Fast. I backed away, fumbling for my keys, my phone, anything. He said, "Don't act scared. I'm not gonna hurt you. Unless you make me." My heart stopped. Because right then I heard footsteps behind me. But not his. Ethan stepped into the light. Quiet. Calm. Hands in his pockets. He said, "Is there a problem?" Ryan looked him up and down, completely unaware of who he was dealing with. He sneered, "This your new guy? Cute. Move along, man. This is private." Ethan didn't move. Didn't blink. He said, "She said leave her alone." Ryan got in his face. Big mistake. He shoved Ethan's shoulder and yelled, "Back off." And that was the moment Ryan found out what professional boxer really meant. With one movement, one clean, controlled punch, Ethan sent him flat onto the pavement. Not unconscious, just stunned. The kind of punch that says, "I could end this, but I won't. Not unless you force me." Ethan stood over him and said, "Get up if you want. But if you ever come near her again, there won't be a next time." Ryan looked terrified. For the first time ever, he was the scared one. Not me. He scrambled to his feet and ran. Actually ran. We called the police. Filed a restraining order. Changed my routes, my locks, everything. Ryan hasn't come near me since. People say violence isn't the answer, and normally, they're right. But sometimes, monsters only understand one language, the one they speak themselves. And I'm not ashamed to say I finally felt what safety feels like. Not because Ethan fought for me, but because he stood beside me. Calm. Unshaken. Like a man who would burn the whole world down before letting me be hurt again.